Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for February 22nd, 2026. It's Sunday. We've got campaign features. We've got Delayed Joy, which I know I've seen before, but I don't remember what it does. All boons can be saved for next turn. Okay. You can really delay the boons between your Sacred Grove being patient and then the Delayed Joy. So, lots of things in the kingdom. We have two of the strongest cards in the game in Silk Merchant and Peasant, so just off the cuff, that is reasonably likely to be what we want to open. But let's see, trashing is only hideout. That has a tendency to be a little awkward. Less so if it's not the only plus actions, though, which it is not here. We've got Encampment, Shantytown, and Ghost Town as well. Yeah, it's just not a it's not a good estate trasher is the main issue. Oh, there's also Coin of the Realm for actions as well, and you can get villagers from Silk Merchant. But anyway, draw wise, Encampment is draw. Shantytown can be draw, but mostly isn't. Silk Merchant is draw, and then you've got the peasant line, which between disciple and teacher, you can disciple itself will give you more draw by double playing, like a Silk Merchant or whatever, and then you can stick plus card on something if you really want to with teacher. And gains, so we've got plus buy from Sacred Grove and from Silk Merchant. Teacher can also provide that, and it can provide plus actions, which I didn't mention, but and it can provide plus coin for more payload, and it can do a lot of things. But I tend to prefer just sticking with Disciple anyway. But I guess we'll see how this goes. Off the bat, it just doesn't look like the kind of kingdom where you need Teacher, but I guess we'll see how that plays out. Not something we have to decide up front. Anyway, there's also Monument for Alt VP and Plunder for Alt VP, so you certainly can build here a lot. Yeah, so I think the question is, do we open Silk Merchant Peasant or Hideout Peasant? We don't really need to hit 5 or anything like that. So I actually think it probably is Hideout Peasant. Like, even trashing Copper and just hitting 2 is fine. We can get more peasants, we can get encampments. So yeah, I think getting a hideout looks good. Oh, we have Lucky Coin. Do we want a silver? Honestly, probably not. Maybe later, but early on, I think we just want to get through the peasant line as rapidly as possible. The bot opened double Silk Merchant? That can't be correct. Well, the other thing we could do is trash the Lucky Coin right now. I'm gonna buy another peasant. That much is clear. Trash estate does not thin as much, but it is something we're ultimately going to want to do. And it allows us to keep the Lucky Coin without having to gain a silver in order to get a peasant. Is Lucky Coin ultimately something that we're going to want? Is something that I have a little bit of a hard time determining. I'm leaning towards no, so I think I will trash the Lucky Coin. All right. wouldn't at all mind sending another peasant up the line. So I'm wondering about just going silk merchant peasant here. We get the one villager, which allows us to do some terminal decolliding. Admittedly, we also add another terminal to the deck. We could also go encampment peasant or ghost town peasant. Maybe ghost town. Yeah, I think I like that actually. Okay, well this could still be a bit sad if we don't see something here. Holy moly. Oh, I guess, okay, I guess buying 2 encampments isn't actually that. That looked more impressive than it probably actually was. All right, so we've got our soldier and our peasant down there. I think we do want to take a ghost town here so that we draw both of those. So let's trash a copper and do that. The bot's not playing with the peasant line at all, which is absolute insanity. Okay. I would like to do some stuff with encampment. Might be a little bit awkward to add like a gold or a plunder though for a little while yet. Also wouldn't be a bad idea to get another ghost town. Like, well, we could get Silk Merchant Ghost Town. I mean, do we want to send another peasant? Normally, like I like to aim to get like 3 disciples if I can, under the assumption that my opponent will also be trying to do that, and then like, you know, if I get 2, I'm sad, but oh well. And if I, you know, get 3, good. But I'm not like aiming to get a 4th because presumably my opponent will compete for them. But the bot isn't doing that at all. So there is an argument for getting another peasant. We are going to be taking a terminal out of the deck with soldier into fugitive. We could add another hideout to increase our trashing further. That would also add some more terminal space. We do at some point need to get stuff for like the disciple to gain, but we can potentially do that in this coming shuffle, like start gaining silk merchants. I think that makes sense. Hideout peasant. Okay. Yeah, like this might, well, we could also take another ghost town. Let's see. We have a soldier down there and we have a peasant. We have a fugitive. We also have another hideout. Yeah, let's get a silk merchant. We can also, the villager will do in terms of plus actions for next turn if we need it anyway. Yeah, I'll take that, sure. How is the bot hanging on to all these encampments? It's crazy. Do we want to keep this in estate in hand for potentially trashing? We do have another one down there. We're only 1 and 3 to draw out. We're also maybe going to bottom deck our soldier, which is not ideal, but we also have another ghost town. So like, I'm going to discard the estate. Okay. And probably just take another silk merchant. Well, I guess we disciple the wisp. It's unfortunate. We do have curse to find in here. There it is. And that's a drawn deck. This is the other estate. Okay, well that's fine. Alright, do we want to contest plunders at all? So we're gonna have another disciple next turn. Oh, we should... I should have thought about getting another peasant already so that I could... like, keep a soldier in the deck. Or even 2 soldiers. I do want to move at least one of these soldiers up the line to get to... disciple, but I wonder if it's worth keeping one of them as a soldier for one more turn, taking another peasant. Probably. Alright, let's go peasant. We'd even get 2 more peasants, honestly. It's a little bit risky if we don't find our draw cards, admittedly. But one of the soldiers is going to turn into a fugitive, so that'll help a little bit. We did thin a little bit. Wondering about like peasant plunder, basically. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. Disciple. And yeah, we'll keep 1 soldier as a fugitive. Okay, good. We got Disciple Silk Merchant. Encampment has been returned. Let's go ahead and play the Wisp first, I guess. Do I want to gain another peasant? We could just double play the fugitive. That would be safer. We could also double play the hideout, trash like one of the hideouts, and still have the second hideout for a little bit more trashing. I think I will just gain the other peasant. Alright, we're going to probably be trashing copper either way. But, well, okay, let's just play the fugitive. What did we not find here? I don't know. We could go encampment plunder, I guess. Why not? Alright, so we're gonna have 3rd disciple. Oh, we didn't find a fugitive. One of the 2 fugitives. That's one of the 2 cards down there. Maybe the other card's a copper. 3rd disciple. We want to send the soldier into a fugitive and the 2 peasants into soldiers, and then we're in a pretty good spot. I don't think I want to spend coffers on another peasant or on a Coin of the Realm. Point on the Run wouldn't be bad, but I don't think it's worth spending 2 coffers to add right now. So that. We could consider getting a teacher. It would be, honestly, it would be useful to have the coin token on something. Maybe that's worth it. Yeah, I'm gonna say so. Ooh, well, I sure hope we draw anything with this ghost down. Are we at 2 coppers down here? I thought there was another fugitive. I'm a little confused. Oh, that will help for sure. Oh my god. Okay, well, whoop. Okay, or we're gonna have to go plus card on something. Maybe, if we don't have enough silk merchants. The bot has stolen them all. How many silk merchants do we have? 3? Yeah, that's not ideal. Okay. Let's see. Wouldn't mind taking the 3rd plunder just because, again, it's you know, it's going to generate points. We could also consider playing with Monument. So we're going to turn this fugitive into another disciple. I think we do then turn a soldier into a fugitive and a peasant into a soldier, and then keep 2 soldiers. Ba-dum. Yeah, what we really want is payload. I guess. How best do we accomplish that? The problem is we don't have like a great density of things in the deck for the teacher to target. We got 3 silk merchants. So that would be a good target for something. And then other than that, the hideouts, we're probably not going to keep those around as is. So I'm like wondering about, you know, we could put like plus card or something on Monument. Start playing with monuments. We are a little light on actions right now. Is there like any risk that the bot can pile out on like curses or something? Because that's the other thing, is like maybe we should just take a province for the moment. I mean, there is a possibility. Well, I mean, turning a peasant into a soldier isn't going to help from a bias standpoint. There's a possibility that we could set up some kind of pile out with the right disciple plays. What are we going to be discipling, though? Like, I would like to add something to the deck that we're going to get value out of discipling. Awkward. Maybe we shouldn't buy the plunder. We do have enough money for Monument Ghost Town Province. Maybe that's the way to go. Sure. Okay. Disciple. Fugitive. Soldier. Well, now the encampments are getting returned, which means we can disciple those, actually. What the hell are you doing, bot? What does this accomplish? What do you... It's like the bot is trying to pile without actually having the pile out or something? I don't know. Okay. We don't actually see a disciple in our starting hand. That's nice. Okay. So if we could disciple the 2 encampments, all we would need to do is buy a ghost town, buy a plunder, and play 2 plunders to win. Oh, and the monument. So best way to do that is to draw cards. So I think we just stick card token on Silk Merchant. Basic, but hopefully effective. There's a disciple. We do want to disciple the encampments, as I mentioned, but we can only do it twice anyway, so might as well do that. And then that. Then that. And then so we can play this. Under Ghost Town, I guess a duchy. Sure, disciple. Yeah, so I mean, Silk Merchant is a good card. I would have liked to have more of them, but I think doing this stuff is more important than just having a bunch of Silk Merchants. In particular, I mean, the bot did not trash at all. On top of that, so like even though it had a lot of Silk Merchants, it did not effectively have a lot of draw because it had to get through so much crap. And then it like took all the encampments and then like slowly gave them back because of course it was going to have trouble lining the encampments up with plunder. Yeah, I mean, I think with a little bit more favorable draws, I would have been able to... I still would have been able to get more Silk Merchants by just like having more disciples hit Silk Merchant when the first couple shuffles that I had them. I know I got at least one case where I was like discipling a Wisp or whatever. Here's where we got the Wisp. And then, yeah, discipled the Wisp. And then this turn, we did manage to disciple a Silk Merchant. And then we had to take a Peasant. And I don't know, maybe we weren't that likely to be able to disciple 2 Silk Merchants that turn, but... yeah, like I think in a more mirrored situation that, this, I'd probably have ended up with more silk merchants just because like then the bot would have been, like the opponent would have been spending more time gaining the other stuff, like the peasant line stuff and the hideout and all that stuff. But I mean, as it is, so like it does look unfortunate to not have more silk merchants, but it's, yeah, I mean, it's still like a lot better to have the deck that's thinned down and is playing with Disciple and stuff like that. I'm actually a little surprised that I ended the game with 3 coppers. I mean, I could have trashed a couple on the last turn, but there was no reason to. But it felt like I was struggling to line stuff up with the hideouts towards the end. But I guess that just didn't mean that I was completely cleaned out. Yeah, and then the bot does this sometimes where it just aggressively like lowers piles, either in situations where like it seems like it doesn't care that it's probably going to set it up for a loss, or even in situations where it's like trying to pursue a pile out, but it doesn't like actually have the capability of doing that. I don't know, maybe there's some world where the bot thinks like, oh, if I like lower piles and then like you have a dud, then I can finish the pile out. But like I had a pretty thin deck, 2 ghost towns in play and a teacher on the mat to call like and 3 villagers, like what would a dud have looked like from my perspective? I don't really know. Like maybe there's a world where I see like 3 coppers, 2 soldiers, monument, and the province. It's like or like a ghost town, I guess. I had a couple. I had 1 ghost town, unplayed ghost town in my deck, I think. Something like that. I don't know. It's really, really unlikely. And even in that world, right? Like I would score a bunch of points, like by playing plunders and buying a province, and so you still wouldn't, like, the bot still wouldn't really be set up for a pile out anyway. Yeah, I don't get it, but whatever. Unfortunately, delayed joy did not seem very relevant here. Oh well. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.